Just my people as the halt, it don't happen. Oh, make una okene to kokwo. Oh, he won't use map they finished in the boot.
Don't search for the living among the dead. As I'm talking to you, if you want me to move into that, you have your president who is treading upon the blood of the martyrs in the northeast, who is treading on the blood of Nigerians that are being killed in the name of red carpet in London. A president who went to London to celebrate, his vice president went to Anambra to celebrate, and he's there with his minister of defense, treading on the blood of the martyrs. Let me tell you, for the death of 6 members of the armed forces of America, Donald Trump went personally to receive their corpses in a dignified transfer of heroes. But here, our martyrs are being killed. The members of the armed forces are being massacred by the incompetence and corruption of APC, who could not provide more boots on the ground, who could not provide them modern equipment to fight. Even the Boko Haram people are using drones. And these people are barely fighting with their hands, no morale. And you have your president who could not suspend his visit to United Kingdom on a state visit. And you know the most caricature thing about it? He went with his minister of defense. So 3 most principal people in the security of Nigeria are out when Nigeria is bleeding. And you call that a living party? Honestly, Nigerians will soon begin to be offended to mention that APC. Let me tell you, APC is for the powerful. ADC is for the people. I remember what Rauf Aregbesola Ogbeni said. He said ADC wants to produce a government it owns, not a government it's a possession to. APC has now become a possession to Bola Tinubu that pockets it in his pocket, that nobody can rise up to tell him, Mr. President, you are riding Nigeria to become a corpse.
So are you saying that the president should have cancelled the London trip?
Donald Trump cancelled his trip to China. They've just lost 12 men. And they regard it as serious. In a day, 23 men, 108 injured. In a day. And every day we lose men, we lose people. And the job of this president, he's the most traveled president in the world.
Do you think that it is coincidence? I mean, what do you make? So the president is planning the trip and the terrorist attack,
yes,
just about the time when he was preparing to leave the country. Do you think that is coincidence?
How can it be coincidence? Is that the first thing? We have terrorist attacks every day. From Kwara to Ibadan, to Kogi, to Yobe, to Benue, to Plateau, to the east, to the west, to the north, to the south. Everyday occurrence.
So you wanted the president to cancel that trip and do what exactly?
When we talk about dignified transfer of heroes, we are talking about proving to the people that you have human blood running in your vein. It's about telling the world that you prefer to respect the blood of your martyrs to riding on their blood and dancing on their graves in the United Kingdom. That red carpet there is the blood of the martyrs that Tinubu is treading upon. He should have cancelled it. Cancelled it without equivocation. Why go with your minister of defense? Why would the vice president be celebrating in Anambra State? It is, I can't believe it. I am a lawyer to the army. I feel embarrassed that oh my goodness me. You don't understand that the death of one military man, it's a hit to a nation because their morale is boosted when you at least recognize. Because as they are going to fight, it can be any of them. So they derive their morale from how you treat the one that is fallen.
Let me ask you, your party's delivering to the world is manifesto. The question is, what differently does your party hope to deliver to Nigeria, to convince Nigerians that your party is a serious party?
Look, first of all, we are not going to embark on defense. We are going on offense in every part of what we're going to do. this lame, incompetent, lying, and corrupt government, the only thing they do is to politicize everything, including security. I was in your station the early days of Tinubu, and I told you that state police will not come, that Tinubu will continue to play the politics of it. And I tell you that Tinubu is incapable of solving the security problems. That's why it is metastasizing all over the nation. He is incapable. Why? You don't have enough boots on the ground. You have a lot of ungoverned spaces. Hunger and hardship is increasing. Suffering of people increasing. They are easy to be recruited. Criminality is not being punished. And Tinubu and his cohorts, they say they talk to the terrorists nicely to release the ones that they have. And you can imagine that more than hundreds of people are kidnapped at a time, and they will release the whole 100 and nothing happened. So I'm sorry to say this, that the government is now part of the criminal gang that is buying and selling Nigerians. So Nigerians are worth the level of slaves in Tinubu's government.
Is that a fair statement to make?
They are, when you pay ransom, what is it? Even if it is by private individuals.
The government says it's not paying ransom.
It is the duty of the government to protect lives and property.
But the government says it's not paying ransom.
Says.
But you have alluded that the government is paying ransom.
Says.
That might be a false
When they say
statement
they
to
are
make.
talking to the terrorists nicely, what are they saying?
But it never said they're paying ransom.
They never say they paid ransom. But they will tell you that they released the 100 persons to you.
You are inferring that they paid
Handsomely.
without evidence. As a lawyer, you know what that means.
Of course, and you know that in law there is circumstantial evidence. No terrorist will release a person he risked his life to capture and detain free of charge. As what?
Let me ask you, why should Nigerians look the way of the ADC? And there are a lot of people who will say, in the past government that some of you have heavily criticized,
Yes.
you've got a coming together of some of these elements, sitting in one room and wanting to remove Bola Tinubu and the APC. And if these are the same elements of people that you heavily criticize, and now you're coming together with them to say you wanted to remove Bola Tinubu and the APC, is it not hypocritical of some of you who are mouthing these tendencies?
First and foremost, I do not use the word never. And people have already known about that. I wonder what other instruments that you want to use to remove a government in power, if not the power of the people. You are looking at politicians and you are saying these people. And I've always told people, membership of political party is constitutionally free and you cannot stop anybody from coming in. You know, APC tells you a bunch of lies and you believe it over a time. They say strange bedfellows. They were more strange in 2013. As a matter of fact, Buhari didn't want to touch anything Tinubu with a long spoon. So their marriage was simply for power. But we are not organizing people that are strange to each other. We are organizing people that have even worked together, even in the past.
So let me say.
So when they say strange bedfellows,
yeah, because exactly that's what your party is right now.
But please,
let me ask,
now,
just
give me your
remember,
evidence.
let me,
Give me your evidence.
Mr. Peter Obi was of the Labour Party in the
Yeah.
2023 elections. Mr. Atiku Abubakar was of the PDP in the 2023 elections.
Yeah.
Mr. John Oyegun was of the APC. Mr. Rauf Aregbesola, a very good friend of President Bola Tinubu, probably one of the closest person to him. I don't know whether he was closer than to the president than his wife, but he was deeply very close with him. In fact, some people say he's even more than a friend, was a spiritual ally to President Bola Tinubu. And I've mentioned 5 different tendencies, political tendencies that have come together, and all of these people are coming together in one room. How strange could it be? Or how stranger could that be?
Very good. I take it to history lane. All the people that you have just mentioned have worked together in affiliation. Atiku, Obi, 2019. Presidential and vice presidential candidate. Is that strange?
But they were on different trajectory. They preached against each other in the 2023 election.
No, that's what I'm saying. And that's the nature of politics.
So Nigerians should accept. Nigerians should just accept that politicians never hold any ideology. Whatever they present to us, we just take it. Is that what Nigerians should say?
Good.
Because I'm asking you to tell Nigerians why they should see the ADC and those who come together on that party differently. Are they now born again? Are they now saints?
No, that is why you yourself is the one that doesn't have ideology in your questions. Because you just told me these are strange
bedfellows.
And I have proved to you that they are not strange.
They are actually strange.
No, they move according to the locality of politics. Every policy is local. There's nothing strange about it. And there is no permanent